There was a new update too, by the way. There's new characters in it. Unfortunately, they're from Dead by Daylight. But there is new characters in the game.
I love it. I love it so much. I hope work's doing alright, but you only got like hour and a half, eh?
Either way, an update is goated. No matter how you wanna spin it, a update is goated. Again, I'm gonna start this episode off. I'm not gonna use my gun unless I absolutely have to. Okay? I'm not gonna use my gun. Oh, they changed the intro screen too. Unless I have to. Lock in, baby! It's time for the quarantine zone. Yeah. I'm back on duty again at the quarantine zone. Just here to do my job, baby. For all you Dead by Daylight nerds, go ahead and name me the people that's on the intro screen. Who are these people? Who are these people on this intro screen? Jake, Claudette, and Meg. The fact that y'all were so fast with that, y'all are some nerds, man. Oh my goodness. Dude, y'all are some nerds. Jake, Claudette, and Meg, they're getting liquidized. Lock in. Episode 5. Hey, episode 5. We currently got $17K in the bank account. No deaths in the block. Yes. We have an evacuation today, day 26. Rose with the 5 gifted. Appreciate you, Rose with the 5 gifted. Thank you.
New directives are now available. Check the bulletins board immediately.
Yes. Let me make sure this thing working real quick. Yeah. I don't want to have to use it, but I just got to make sure it's working just in case I do have to use it. Just in case. Right.
Attention. Evacuation convoy arriving today.
Classified gear. If someone shows up with a chainsaw, do not confiscate it. It is a U.S. Army prototype. The serial number has a match in our database. The operator is assigned to evacuate that unit. Okay, so if somebody has a chainsaw, we can't confiscate it, Chad. It is what it is. Let me go check quarantine real quick.
Identification verified.
We have this many people in quarantine?
Quarantine status stable. No incidents reported.
Okay, Paul Scott, you've been in here for a day. Kenneth's been in here for 2 days. Graves been in here for a day. 1 day. Okay, who are you? 1 day. All right, Mr. Kenneth, you've been in here for the longest, so step out for me real quick. Wait, this is the dude that wanted to see his wife who made it through, right? And he still ain't being able to make it through?
Please. I'm just tired. Not
right.
sick.
What was wrong with you before? Oh yeah, you had some color differences. Let me check that out real quick and see if you got any better, sir. Let me just take a peek. You still got some nosebleed going. Wait a minute, sir. Wait a minute. Sir! You might have made a recovery. Let me check your vitals real quick. Okay. Let me check that. Yeah? Wait a minute, sir. You actually that don't sound good in there. All right, sir, you've actually made a recovery. Welcome to the survivor's block, Mr. Kenneth Morgan. There you go.
Thank you.
You can finally see your wife. All right, next. Come out of here, Paul. You in here hooting and hollering.
Don't bother checking.
This is new.
Facts, step back in there. You still got some red eyes. Get back in there.
You gotta be kidding me.
Hey, we gotta wait till your symptoms go away, bud. Come out here real quick, David Turner. Ooh, that cough don't sound good, Chad.
Please, just check. You'll see I'm fine.
Right. You still got symptoms. You gotta go back in quarantine, bud. It is what it is. It is what it is. Zebra with the 10 gifted. Thank you,
Get
Zebra
some
with the 10
there,
gifted.
please.
All right, who's coming out here next? Come on, Joshua Right. Where Joshua Wrong at?
Please, I'm just tired. Not sick.
Uh-huh. Is that so? You still got some nosebleeding action? Let me check your lungs. That was also a problem. Okay. Nope, you got to go back in, sir. You got to go back in. It is what it is. All right. Have I checked you yet? All right, come out here. What'd you just say? Should unsub because of these jokes? Yeah, I'm sure you will, tiny alligator. Shut up. Them jokes, fire. Step out here, Grave. My eye itching, GG.
Are we done? Can I just go?
My eye itching, I'm good, though. Okay, what was wrong with you, Grave? You had red bruise and conjunctivitis. The good news is, you ain't got conjunctivitis no more. Let me check if you got the red bruise still. Yes, you do. Ma'am, I'm sorry. You still got to stay in quarantine for another day or two. Sorry about that.
You've got to be kidding me.
It is what it is. Chat, you know the good news, though? None of these people have had to be liquidated yet. All right, sir, you're the last one. Step out here, Mr. Mark. That cough does not sound good.
I feel okay, I promise.
He had 3 bad symptoms. Let me check real quick. Go back in there. Not gonna lie. All right.
Go back in there.
All
Nothing
y'all
there.
just
Precautionary measures.
All y'all just hang tight.
Stable. No incidents reported.
Thank you. All y'all just hang tight for another day or two. We gonna come back and check, and we gonna see what to go from there. Thank you.
Attention. Evacuation convoy arriving to...
Come on.
Survivor.
What's the point of all this? We're all dead already.
I don't want to hear you boo-hooing. First person of the day, I don't need you boo-hooing. Oh, we got to go feed Frank. You're right. Let's handle that off rip. We don't want Frank getting mad. And if you don't know who Frank is, you'll see who Frank is here in a second. Let's go feed Frank. I'm about to drift this thing. Perfect drift. Watch. That didn't count.
The zone without authorization will result in immediate consequences.
Clean! All right, Frank, here you go, buddy. There you go. This is going to be Frank's last day with us because we have an evacuation showing up. All right, ma'am. Sorry about that. I had to handle some business. What's your name? Your name is Charlotte Lopez. All right. Where's the web at? Get it? Charlotte's Web? Pulse and temperature's both good. Reflexes look to be in check too. Let me check you under UV real quick, Mrs. Charlotte. Okay. Nothing under UV that I'm seeing, ma'am. All right, you might actually be good to go. Not gonna lie. Let me check your lung skis. Front lung skis good. Back lung skis good. Now let me check your x-ray real quick. Okay, I'm not peeping nothing on x-ray. Okay, what you got? You got some beer in the lung. What you got back here? That's a hot dog. All right, ma'am. I'm gonna check your eyes and you're going straight to the survivor's block. Perfect. Welcome to the survivor's block, Charlotte. Thank you.
Wonder if I'll know anybody in there.
You won't. Everybody you knew probably dead because we be killing people left and right. Next! Okay, that's not a good sign.
You can trust me. I'm healthy.
Then why was you holding your hands up walking in here like you was coughing into your hands? Talking about you healthy. I don't know about that. Take them glasses off. Okay, what's your name? Aurora Gonzalez. Aurora Gonzalez. All right, Miss Aurora. I'm just going to continue my evaluation here. Well, the good news is your reflexes are still good. Let me check you under UV real quick. Make sure you ain't got no markings or anything like that. Okay. Okay. Right. All right, B. Let me check your lungs. Front lungs are good. Oh, your back lung. Oh.
You are in a quarantine zone. Stay calm and wait for your turn.
She gone. She was gone when we saw the elevated pulse like that, but she's super duper gone now. Let me check you on X-ray real quick, ma'am. Oh, I do got some good news for you though. Your X-ray comes back clear. All right, let me check your eyes. Okay. Yeah, look at that. She has that too. All right, ma'am, here's the deal. You have 3 major signs of infection, and there is a process that we can go through to help you with this. It's just going to take just 1 second here. We'll get you right back into regular population. Next!
Move it.
Uh-oh, what's in the bag?
Don't bother checking. There's nothing valuable left.
Then what was that metal detector sound I heard? Why do you have a giant sword in your bag, bud?
Where are you taking those?
Buddy, I have to confiscate that. You should know the drill by now. What's your name? Douglas Martinez is his name. Check quarantine. Bro, I just checked quarantine. Like, I just checked it.
Attention. Evacuation convoy
All right, sir.
arriving today.
What's your pulse and your temp looking like? Pulse and temp's good. Let me check your reflexes real quick. Oops, my bad. I don't know why I did that. That's messed up. Sorry about that. It slipped sometime. All right, reflex is good. Reflex is good. Reflex is good. Reflex is good. Okay. What? Purple shirt is infected 100%. Bro, what y'all talking about?
Identification verified. Quarantine status stable. No incident.
Chat, he's not 100% infected.
Please. I'm just tired. Not sick.
I'll syringe him, but he has no signs of 100% infection. But I'll syringe him.
The subject is infected and must...
R.I.P. Told you? Bro, you gotta understand. He had no sign of guaranteed infection. I can't kill somebody if there's not 100% a sign of infection, right? That's just how it is. You can't 100% do that. Anyway, sorry about that delay, Mr. What was your name? Douglas, my bad. All right, let me check you under UV real quick. Why you holding your stomach, sir? You got some stomach issues going on? You gotta go bookie or something?
Wait for your turn. Remove your outer clothing, hats, glasses, and gloves.
Saved like
Prepare
5 people?
your belongings for inspection.
Potentially, yeah. He could have turned and killed everybody in there. How much would I bet he's not the only person infected in there, too? Okay, lungs are good, sir. That's good news. So let me check your x-ray since you're holding your stomach a lot. Okay, yeah. You got some bleeding going. Look here, sir. Yeah. You got some bleeding going, which means... Actually, it doesn't mean anything. You're good. Let me check your eyes real quick, sir. Just give me a second. Okay. Eyes. Well, may he rest in peace, chat. Hey. May he rest in peace. Alright, sir. Here's good news and bad news. Good news is you only got two not slight, but you got two symptoms. The bad news is we're going to have to immediately take care of that, so step over here to liquidation for me, Douglas. Thank you. You have a good day, Douglas.
Thanks for at least letting me live.
R.I.P. Douglas.
Don't make me wait.
How you doing, sir? I like that hoodie. What's good?
I feel okay, I promise.
Cap. Jason Murphy. Let me check your bag. Why you got a police baton? Let me take that. I gotta take the blicky too, sorry. All right, Mr. Jason Murphy. Let me check your temp real quick. Temperature and pulse are both good. Reflexes? Yep. 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 Let me check you under UV real fast. Chat, we got some bruising on the abdomen. I repeat, bruising on the abdomen. Let me mark that down real quick. Now, that's not a bad sign or anything, sir. There's no need to panic, all right? Don't panic.
Stay
Let me
calm
check your
and
lung. Front lung's good. Back lung's good. Let me check you on x-ray since you're holding your stomach. Say cheese. Yeah. Ooh. 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 Hold on, sir. Let me get a closer look real quick, because if that's what I think it is... All right, sir, I got your x-ray conducted. Let me mark my findings down real quick. All right, now let me check your eyes and we'll get you out of here, sir. Good news is you got nothing wrong with your eyes. All right, follow these gentlemen over here. They're going to take you to our next processing area. Thank you, Jason. You have a good day, buddy. Thank you.
You're absolutely sure about this?
100%. Yeah, you good. Just step through them doors. You gonna be all right.
Next.
R.I.P.
Oh, hurry up. I'm starving. You better have food back there.
Penelope Harris. Okay. Like, I don't know why you in here with an attitude like this, but whatever. Let me check your temperature. Temperature and pulse is good. Let me check your reflexes. Oh, I see some bruising on your left arm, too. All right, let me mark that bruising on your left arm, ma'am. Just give me a second. Let me mark that down. Okay. Bruising left arm. Now, it's not a big deal, but I got to mark it. X-ray, scanner. Nothing on scanner besides the bruising. Aggression is an infected symptom. I was thinking that last night, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, ma'am. Unfortunately, she's good so far. Okay, you got a hot dog in your lung. I see why you keep holding your stomach. Okay, you got some beer back here as well. Feet? Chat, there ain't nothing going on with her feet. Y'all tripping.
You are in a quarantine zone. Stay calm and wait for your turn. Remove
Chat,
your outer clothing,
y'all tripping.
hats, glasses, and gloves.
Unfortunately, she's good to go.
Prepare your belongings for inspection.
Let me check her eyes, yeah. She got freckles. Let me mark that down. Nothing in the eyes either. Wait. Something doesn't feel right, ma'am.
The subject is not infected.
Go through.
Let's go!
How you gonna come through here with an attitude, then I let you go through, now all of a sudden you happy?
Next survivor.
What is this fit, ma'am?
I'd give anything and everything to wake up from this nightmare.
Oh! All right, Isabella Edwards, huh? Take that hat off. Sorry, gotta take that off. Isabella Edwards, what's in the bag? You got a whole computer monitor in the bag. All right, let me check you. I do mess with the fit, though. The hat was a little goofy, but other than that, the fit hard. All right, let me check your reflexes real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, those are good. Let me check you under UV real quick, ma'am. All right, I'm not seeing any signs or anything. You might actually be good to go, ma'am. Not gonna lie. Yeah, she's good to go. So far, that is. Now, we can always find something else, but... Let me check your lungs. Lungs good. Lungs good. Let me check you on X-ray. Okay, nothing on X-ray that I can tell. Clean bill of health. It says she is 59 years old. What is your skincare routine? How are you 55? You look like you 25. No, not 55. She's 59. You gonna live till you about 300.
You are in a quarantine zone. Stay calm and wait for your turn. Remove your outer clothing, hats, glasses, and gloves.
That's crazy.
Prepare your belongings for inspection.
All right, let me check your eyes real quick. You lying, ma'am. Ma'am, you lying. You fishing for compliments. There ain't no way you 59 years old. You good to go, though, Mrs. Isabella Edwards. Have a good day.
Thanks for letting me live.
You're welcome. Next! How you doing?
This place is filthy? What is wrong with you people?
so glad she had a reason. I am so glad she had a reason. When I seen them zombie parts in the bag, I almost started crying tears of joy. Oh my goodness, man. Next! How you doing?
This is just a bad dream.
Yeah, it is. What's your name? Harper Taylor. All right. Yo, War with the 5, thank you. It says she's 64 years old, by the way. There ain't no way. All right, let me check your temp and stuff. Temp and, that's good. Reflexes. Those are good. Let me check you under UV real quick, ma'am. Okay, we got some green mist going. That's not a sign of anything, but I will have to mark it down real quick. All right, let me mark down green mist, ma'am. Everything's looking clear so far. I will tell you that much. Everything's looking clear so far. Lungs are good. All right, now let me check you on the X-ray real quick. Is that bleeding or is that what I think it is? That might just be bleeding. Yeah, that's bleeding. Okay. Woo. I thought she was cooked for a minute. All right, ma'am. You do got some bleeding going on, which actually is okay, believe it or not. Now, let me check your eyes real quick. Okay, eyes appear to be clear. So far from what I can tell, anyway. Okay, that's good. What about here? These ones are all the regular ones, by the way. These ain't bad, these ones that we're seeing. Okay. Next layer. Oh, I thought I saw something. Never mind, we're good. All right, ma'am, look here. She good to go? Ma'am, you got a couple symptoms of some regular sickness, but nothing that I can send you to quarantine for. So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna go to the survivor's block. You have yourself a good day, Mrs. Harper Taylor. Thank you.
Nothing bad is going to happen to you. Nothing bad is going to happen to you.
Who gonna tell me? Chat, there was nothing to quarantine her for. Y'all are smoking drugs! Like, hello?
Don't make me wait.
What's good?
So tired.
Me too, buddy. You ain't the only one tired. I am too. Andrew Lopez. What'd you say? Look at this. Look at this. Guys, stop being goobers because now he won't trust us when something's actually wrong. Exactly. I've told y'all about this before. It's the case of the boy who cried wolf. He kept coming in saying a wolf is out there every day. Come help me. And then he was lying the whole time. And then one day there was actually a wolf out there, and guess what? Nobody believed him. He got ate alive by the wolf. Tom with the 5. Anyway, Andrew, sorry about that. Why you got blood on your jacket, by the way? Okay, that's good. Let me check your reflexes. Yep. 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 I noticed some bruising on your leg. I must mark that down, sir. I must mark that down. There you go. All right. Now let me go ahead and check you on UV real quick. Okay, that's a tattoo, just making sure. Okay, nothing's going on besides the bruising right now. Chad, he has a lot of blood on his jacket. You think he killed somebody? Bro might have killed somebody. All right, let me check your lungs. Lungs are good. Let me check you on x-ray. He got hepatitis, but that's okay. Chad, he got hepatitis. That's not a death sentence or anything. But he's still good. Let me check his eyes. Hey, hey, he good to go. Welcome in, sir. Mr. Andrew Lopez, welcome to the block. You have
Thanks.
a good day.
I guess.
You're welcome. Next! What's good, big dog?
Please. I've lost too much already. Don't make me turn back now.
Is that blood from the nose? I think it is, right? Because if it isn't, you already know what's going to happen. But quarantine is cooked. Quarantine's good. Look, everybody's happy in here.
Identification
See?
verified. Quarantine status stable. No incidents reported.
You think somebody in here is infected?
Attention. Evacuation.
All right,
convoy
Mr. William
arriving today.
Gonzalez. Temperature's good. Pulse is good. Let me check your reflexes. Those are normal. Okay, those are normal. Let me check you under UV, sir. All right. Nothing going on under the UV ski that I can tell. Yep. Now let me check your lungs real quick. Lungs good too. Check you on. I can't tell if that's blood from the nose or what. Is it blood? Let me check your eyes real quick. Okay, eyes have all the normal stuff. Okay. Chad, he might be good, bruh. No joke. Flashlight. That's blood. That's blood. He good. He good. I almost started jumping to conclusions. All right, sir. Welcome to the survivor's block, Mr. William Gonzalez.
I won't let you down. I promise.
Thank you, sir. Next. How you doing?
I was helping others out there. Look, no bites.
Okay, I'll take a look and make sure everything's good, Mrs. Eliana Garcia. It said poor inspection because this game is rigged. I went through all the steps. Okay, Eliana, your temperature and pulse are good. Okay, let me check. Okay, yeah, boom, 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 boom. I noticed you got some blood on the pants, ma'am. Have you killed somebody or something? I'm just trying to make sure. UV light.
You are in a quarantine
Chat,
zone.
there's been a lot of people to going through today. No joke.
Remove your outer clothing. Hats, glasses,
Okay,
and gloves.
nothing there. Let me check your lungs. They're probably going to be good. Yes, they are. Let me check you on x-ray real quick. Clear. Eyes. Clear. She good to go. Eliana Garcia, welcome through.
I won't waste this chance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next!
Please don't scan me with that. I've heard stories.
Nice hat. Take that off. All right. What's your name? Isabella Moore. Where's Isabella Les at? so far, though. What did I miss? You just missed the best joke ever. The best one ever. All right, let me check you under X-ray real quick, ma'am. Hold on. X-ray. X-ray clear. Now let me check your eyes. There has been so many people make it through today, it's crazy. We have 30 people in the survivor block now. I'm glad there's an evacuation today.
Are you sure?
Max?
How you doing?
Please, just check. You'll see I'm fine.
All right. Oh. I see why he had the hat on. R.I.P. Let me go ahead and check the rest, Mr. Paul Rogers. Roger that. Reflexes.
You are in a quarantine
sir.
zone. Stay calm and wait for your turn.
Check you under
Remove
UV.
your outer clothing, hats, glasses, and gloves.
Nothing
Prepare
under
your
UV.
belongings for inspection.
Tattoo. All right, sir. All right, sir. Look here. He got some hepatitis as well. That's not gonna matter now, though. I fear, sir. That's not gonna matter. All right, buddy. Here's the thing, okay? We're gonna send you to this room over here. Special processing will get you in and out real quick. Thank you so much, Paul. Evacuation time. Hey. Evacuation time. Do I send everybody to science? We got 30 people in this thing. If I send everybody to science, if I send 22 people to science, we get 4 syringes. Let's do that. No joke. Except for Abe and Emily. They both stay. Abe and Emily stay. 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 Now the rest will go here. Or 22 will go here. And then the rest will go to the military truck. Yeah? Genius!
I leave here at 3:15, so I negotiate it for wine.
The rest over here.
It's a good idea.
Beautiful. Beautiful evacuation. How many syringes do I have now? We got 7 syringes. And it's getting cold up in this thing. Hold on, let me blow my nose. Golly, it's getting cold up in here. Lord. Get cold up in this thing. Yeah. Yo, Index with the 5, thank you. Yeah, Frank gone too. Bye, Frank. All right, sleep time.
External infected rushing the perimeter. Prevent breach.
Lock in. Booty juice with the
Infected
5.
rushing the perimeter. Prevent breach.
Easy. It's too easy. over, by the way. One so far, perfect! Perfect one so far! Perfect one! Too easy! Chat, that was our first perfect run we've ever had. We got $28,000, by the way. Oh my goodness, no deaths in the block either. What is this?
Mission accomplished. Civilians extracted from the city. Standing by for further instructions.
Exemplary work. Stop by my quarters. I'd like to thank you in person.
Am I getting a promotion? What's the helicopter doing?
I don't know what'll happen to mankind tomorrow, but today, you gave us a good reason to keep fighting. Command's given me a new placement, in recognition of outstanding service. Credit where credit is due. I told him, the kid did all the work. Son, either you've got some kind of guardian angel, or somebody above must really like you. I want you to stay under my command. You could rot in this if you'd like. If I were you, I'd think twice about the offer. Whatever you choose, thank you for your service. This piece saved my more than once. Take it, before I change my mind.
Leave or stay? Leave? Man, game of the year.
Oh, is that technically the end of it? Nice. I say this video was only 40 minutes long.
Man, game of the year. Well worth the wait, too. The good part about this game is that this isn't it, that we have endless modes that we can do, too. That's gonna be... Ooh, my name's on there! Man, game of the year, bruh. No jokeski. W devs, man. Chat, tell me it wasn't worth the wait, though.
Yeah.
That was good, chat. I ain't even...
Uh-oh. Beauty filters are being banned, and the reason is scary. So for those who don't know, and China's been talking about this for a while, but China has a plan to get rid of beauty filters, and there are a bunch of female influencers that are panicking because now they have to show their real face. And there are signs that say that if this works out, there are Western countries that plan on doing the same thing. And I'm all for
January
it.
1st. That's when thousands of women's careers end. Not because they did anything wrong, but because for the first time, they have to show their real faces.
Yeah, but the question is, why are you afraid of showing your real face? The only people who are afraid of showing their real face are criminals or people who know they're about to do something they're not proud of.
In China, AI beauty filters are being banned. But the panic has revealed something very sinister. Why would banning a simple filter destroy entire careers?
Because there are a lot of people that don't have talent, not even the talent or basic decency to take the time to do their own makeup, that sit behind beauty filters and make exorbitant amounts of money.
Why is the West suddenly rushing to do the same thing? And what did they discover that made them act so fast?
That's a great question.
Welcome to Glow Up Girl.
What did
Today
they
we're
discover?
uncovering why AI beauty filters are being banned. So be sure to like and subscribe because we're going deep.
Let's
Beauty
go.
mode doesn't just smooth your skin. It rebuilds your entire face, according to an algorithm's definition of beauty. Turn on the filter, and you become someone else entirely.
Exactly.
Your eyes reshape, your nose pinches smaller, your skin becomes porcelain, reality bends.
Exactly, and there are some people that don't know this, but beauty filters are built into your cell phone. So even your cell phone camera already has a basic beauty filter over it that you can't even change. And the social media sites have the same thing. So for a while, it was a big competition on who could find the best beauty filter. And in my opinion, I think that was the biggest differentiator between the iPhone and the Android for a while. The Android was behind in its camera's beauty filters, so there were a lot of people that went to the iPhone for their camera, but really it was just an overlay of a beauty filter that made you look better. Like I know personally, as a dark-skinned man, there were a bunch of black folks that were trying to get the iPhone because it lightens their skin a little bit. That was a real thing.
Turn it off? Well,
and they didn't even know
that's the problem. 99.8% of female streamers use beauty filters. Not just most.
Wow.
Almost all. These women built entire careers on faces that don't exist. Thousands of followers, donations from devoted fans, all for someone who was never real. We've spent years watching faces that don't actually exist, and we've been conditioned to think they're beautiful. But when you learn what it's doing to your brain, things get dark. There's a psychological concept called cultivation theory. Long-term exposure to media content shapes what you believe is real. When you see filtered faces every single day, thousands of them, your brain starts accepting them as normal. Real faces start to look wrong.
Right, it's like you go out into the world and you can see everybody has flaws, but as soon as you turn on your cell phone, you seem to be the only person that has a flaw.
Research shows that comparing yourself to idealized images online is directly linked to body dissatisfaction and eating disorders.
I believe it.
But there's a twist. You're not competing with other women anymore. You're competing with AI. With algorithms that generate one perfect face and paste it onto everyone.
Makeup was enough, and then you add in plastic surgery, and then you have filters. Really, plastic surgery just makes you look like the algorithm. A lot of that stuff don't look good until you put makeup over it and then a filter on it, and then you put it online, and then it starts to kind of look good, but it really just looks like the algorithm. To me personally, it looks so copy and pasted that it doesn't even really look good, to me personally.
Then there's self-objectification. When you spend hours monitoring your appearance, treating your face like a product to be upgraded and perfected, studies show it leads to anxiety and depression. You stop being a person. You become a project. Reality has gotten so distorted that a new medical term has been coined. Snapchat dysmorphia. Women are now seeking plastic surgery to look like their filtered selves.
Like the algorithm.
They don't even want to look like models. They want to look like the algorithm's version of them.
Thank you.
These filters didn't just change how we look online. They've changed what our brains believe we should look like in reality. So why is China banning them? The official reason is to improve content quality and crack down on misleading visuals. But dig further, and deeper reasons emerge. This isn't just about vanity, it's about fraud. Chinese netizens started calling it out directly.
I couldn't see any benefit to giving people access to a technology that just deceives people. Not only does it deceive them into thinking that they look like whatever they see on their camera phone, but it also deceives everybody else in the world. And this is the reason why women should be the ones cheering for this in particular, because women go online and they feel like they got to compete with other women, but they're not even looking at actual women. They're just looking at algorithms. They're looking at these filters, and they're looking at all this makeup, and they think that this is what they have to look like. So in order to compete for the attention, they start putting on the filters, and then you end up in a point where, like she said, 98 or 99% of all the influencers are using these filters.
Streamers making money through excessive beautification are basically committing fraud. But the damage goes far beyond individual deception. It's social poison.
Yeah.
One Chinese commentator...
Yeah, you're peeing in the pool. Like, the moment a woman decides that she has to now use the filters to compete with other women that are using the filters, you're peeing in the pool because now other women are going to see you and feel like they now have to use the filters.
Explained it this way. Men no longer watch TV. They don't look at their own wives. They just scroll on their phones to look at pretty girls who look like fairies.
I don't. Anytime I see that type of stuff, I click am not interested. I like for my feed to be things that I'm interested in. Anytime they try to, because they do this in the algorithm, every now and then they'll just show you a pretty girl and they'll go, "You sure you're not interested?" And I click on the little 3 dots and I say, "Not interested. I do not want to see that shit on my feed. I want to see things that inspire me."
But those fairies aren't real.
Right.
Do you think this is beneficial to relationships? To lowering divorce rates? He called it spiritual poisonous grain, not inferior to opium. Women using filters started believing their own illusions.
Exactly.
They'd look at their filtered face and think, I'm a 9 out of 10. I deserve a wealthy, tall, handsome man. Their standards skyrocketed. But walk down the street, you wouldn't see a single woman who looked like her online persona.
Exactly.
Beauty mode made them lose themselves. China isn't banning beauty filters because they're vain. They're banning them because they've become a form of mass psychological manipulation.
Bro, China is so based right now. They were talking about cracking down on rom-coms because they said that there's a growing number of women who have become deluded into believing that they're going to get a 6'5" white-collar Asian man, which is, come on now, not trying to, but there ain't that many tall Asian guys, to be honest. So, like, they were kind of cracking down on rom-coms, and you can look this up because they said that there's been this growing population of women that have been deluded through books and through television to believe that they're going to eventually get a wealthy guy. And they want their marriage rates to go up. They want their birth rates to go up, and this has been something they've been looking at as a social poison, and I can't blame them. That's just based.
Here's what the Chinese government isn't saying out loud. Across the developed world, something catastrophic is happening. Birth rates are collapsing. Marriage rates are plummeting. Young people aren't dating. They're not having relationships. They're not forming families. The United States, most of Europe, China, Japan, South Korea, the pattern is everywhere. And nobody can pinpoint exactly why. Except, what if social media is part of it? Think about it. Men scroll through thousands of digitally perfect women every day. Women no real person could ever compete with. So why would they pursue real relationships? Why settle for reality when the fantasy is always one swipe away? And women compare themselves to these impossible standards and feel worthless. Or they demand partners who meet the same fictional criteria they see online. Both sides are chasing illusions. And by the way, if you suffer from debilitating period symptoms, check out Paramo. It's an all-natural drink that replenishes the nutrients your body loses each month, as well as providing symptom relief naturally. Discount link in description. One Chinese man described meeting a woman from a dating app. After seeing her real face, he deleted the app entirely.
There was a guy who tried to sue his wife because they got married and had a kid, and she never told him that she had plastic surgery, and when the kid was born, he seen what her genetics actually looked like. That's just crazy.
How many millions of potential relationships died exactly like that? How many marriages never happened because someone couldn't live up to their filtered profile? Meanwhile, the divorce rate climbs. Both men and women scroll through endless fantasy, convinced they're settling for less, convinced their reality isn't good enough. Filters might be destroying our ability to form real human connections, to see real people as attractive, and to accept reality as good enough. China's birth rate is in free fall. Their economy depends on population growth. So this isn't just about beauty anymore. This might be about survival. When the ban was announced, the panic was immediate. 90% of streamers will all lose their jobs, one broadcaster predicted. If those female streamers turn off that beauty filter, they really cannot be looked at. It will scare the viewers so much they'll doubt life.
Well, I think that there are a lot of guys that don't like to be deceived. So there are women that will do that, and I've seen this happen before, by the way, and I know times where this has happened. This is anecdotal, of course, but that's all I have to offer right now. Guys don't like to be deceived. If he wants to talk to you and he looks at your Instagram pictures and you've been using the Face app to go in and edit all of your pictures, and he sees you in real life and you don't look anything like your edited pictures, he's going to leave just off of the fact that you deceived him getting him there. That's why this stuff just doesn't really work in the real world. It might work for you to get some clout on social media, but when you're in the real world, you have to show your real face at some point, and when a guy feels like he's deceived, that's going to be a huge turnoff. And so, yeah, it's not about the women not being perfect. It's about the fact that they were deceiving people from the beginning.
She said, these women built everything on a digital mask. Their entire persona, their income, and their identity. So what happens when that mask is ripped off? Viewers will stop donating. The men who've spent thousands supporting their favorite streamers will feel betrayed.
Simps are crazy.
Careers will collapse overnight. Some women fought back defensively. I paid thousands for this phone. I'll use beauty mode if I want. What does it have to do with you?
Of course
Others
they're fighting
insisted,
back.
even with beauty mode, you need good bone structure. If you're ugly, even level 10 beauty mode can't save you.
Well, that's just not true, because there was a guy who was a 50-year-old man who rode motorcycles, and this is a real story, by the way. He used the Face app to take pictures of himself and posed as a 22-year-old girl, and the reason why he got caught is because he said, I had this motorcycle for 27 years, and from his images, he only looked like a 22-year-old girl, so people started to get suspicious and go, how would he have had that motorcycle for 27 years if he looks like he's 22? But he was portraying himself as a woman this whole time, right? So if this technology can make a 50-year-old man look like a 22-year-old woman, imagine what it can do to anybody's face. Like, so let's just be honest here. It
Who's Grandpa
Ace?
Ace?
But underneath the anger was fear, because they know the truth. They built their careers on deception, and now they're being forced to show their real faces.
Yeah.
And that doesn't get the same view count. So, could America be next? Well, it's already starting here.
Let's go.
TikTok announced they're banning certain beauty filters for users under 18. Filters like bold glamour that dramatically reshape facial features, gone for minors. And in Europe, they're investing nearly 2 billion euros into safety initiatives, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Mental health experts are calling this a necessary step.
Yeah.
If teenagers stop using filters now, they might gradually normalize a more authentic online presence. China bans it, TikTok restricts it for minors, Instagram and Snapchat are watching closely. The domino effect has begun.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets complicated. On one hand, there's a strong case for bans. We're protecting young girls from impossible beauty standards. We're ending mass deception. We're forcing people to be authentic, sincere, and real. But on the other hand, isn't it your face, your choice? Film and television use makeup, color grading, and effects. Why are filters different? Some women genuinely feel empowered and confident using them. Who gets to decide what's too much?
Yeah, if you need a fake version of you to feel empowered, then that's not really you being empowered.
And government censorship is
Just
an
delusion.
extremely slippery slope. Give an inch and they'll take a mile. Before you know it, you won't be able to log in online without 3 layers of biometric identification. And here's the uncomfortable middle ground. What if the problem isn't the filter? What if the problem is that we created a world where women felt they needed to hide their real faces to be valued? A ban might not ever fix that.
Yeah, but you did that through having filters, and if you ban the filter, then there'll be less of that, right? So seems like this solves that problem.
An entire industry has been built on women who don't exist in reality. Billions of dollars, millions of hours, all spent on faces that were never real. Now the Chinese government is forcing them to face reality, and people are calling it oppressive.
They're like, no.
But ask yourself this. If someone built their entire career on catfishing millions of people, would you defend that? Because that's what this is. Mass catfishing. At scale. For profit. And it isn't just that filters deceived us. It's that we wanted to be deceived.
Yeah.
We chose the beautiful lie over the ordinary truth. And maybe that's the real reason this ban cuts some of us so deeply. It's not taking away filters. It's taking away permission to live in denial. So, I've got a real question for you. If every filter disappeared from your phone right now, how would you feel? Relieved or terrified? If it's the second one, that's the problem they're trying to solve. Not the filter itself. the fact that you need it to feel worth looking at. An entire generation of women grew up believing their real faces weren't good enough, that pores were mistakes, that texture was a flaw, that aging was something to hide, fix, and erase. We didn't just normalize filters, we made them feel mandatory.
Yeah.
So if you made it this far, let me know, honestly. Would you support a filter ban? Comment either relieved or terrified. And if you want to go even deeper into why modern faces look so uncanny and what it's doing to women's mental health, check out my video about why nobody looks human anymore.
Yeah, this is a W video, and China is very based, and the U.S. should start to learn some lessons from them. And I think it's funny how every time you talk about every social issue and the problem behind every social issue, it could be dating, it could be something like why people feel like they're so nihilistic because we have access to so much media. All of the social issues, the answer to the problem is always social media. And I think that it's refreshing that people are starting to actually think about this technology, what it's been doing to humanity, and ask themselves, is this the direction that we want everything to go in? And a lot of people are deciding no. But either way, let me know in the comments below if this video was a W or L, and give me the HBO special. That's Hope Brother Out special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. Till next time.
JK, leave it 5. Fuck it. Okay.
Walk with civil rights leaders in Minecraft. This is going to backfire horribly, because immediately when people download this content, they are going to mod it. The Ender Dragon fucking flies in and blows up the entire bus and dismembers Rosa Parks. There will immediately be a hijacking of the mod to make the most racist shit possible. This is the craziest thing I've seen all week, and if this doesn't go viral, I will delete my YouTube channel. So we just kicked off Black History Month, and every Black History Month, much like every Pride Month, you'll see a bunch of random companies on Twitter talking about how much they hate discrimination and how much they love minorities, but really this is all just a marketing ploy to get their logo and brand name in front of your eyeballs. Well, something happened today that I truly didn't think would ever happen, but it's happening, is Minecraft, yeah, the Minecraft weighed in on Black History Month in, I really believe, one of the most tone-deaf ways possible, and I really don't know what they were thinking with this. So Minecraft tweets out, "Want to change the world IRL? Start in Minecraft." First of all, like, is that even true? If you want to change the world IRL, start in Minecraft. I don't recall Isaac Newton starting in Minecraft, or did Oppenheimer test
You see his Michelle Obama bunny? It's funny, and I'll have to
the
watch
bombs
it.
he dropped on Japan with a bunch of flint and steel? Like, did that happen?
He's had
I don't
some
know.
good,
Regardless, in the
cultural
free
topics
Good
lately.
Trouble DLC, explore global civil rights movements, meet change makers, and learn how to stand up, speak out, and build a better world. So Minecraft is here to fight racism. Minecraft, that's so funny because, you know, I remember when I was like 11 years old, getting a Hitler...
Poor timing with Hytale. I agree. It was him reacting to Brett Cooper's video. Nice. I don't know if Hytale's studio is a normal studio, or if they're a woke studio, or if they're a base studio. I do know that they sold their studio to Riot, and then Riot canceled Hytale, and then the studio that originally sold it to him bought it back, which is very cool. Minecraft wants to die at this point. Minecraft does not care. They do not give a fuck. They're like Target. They're so huge. Holy shit.
Skin in Minecraft for free within 10 seconds of searching for it on Google and then wearing it in Hypixel. So pretty interesting for Minecraft of all companies to weigh in on this. When also, I'm pretty sure the villagers in Minecraft...
they're interested in doing business. They're none of these things. They're just a company. Yeah. Minecraft's definitely a the corporate corporate little conglomeration now. It's not a normal game studio anymore.
Are an anti-Semitic trope for Jewish people because they own all the emeralds and have big noses. Like that's, I think Notch is like an anti-Semite and that's why he put it in the game. But regardless, let's take a look at this free DLC where you can learn about how to be a better person and fight racism. Walk with civil rights leaders in Minecraft. No, you're not tripping. This is real. They added Rosa Parks to Minecraft for Black History Month. All right, so there's like so many things that can be said about this. I guess we'll just start with the obvious thing, which is that this is going to backfire like horribly because immediately when people download this content, they are going to mod it and they're going to make it so that in the middle of Rosa Parks heroically denying to give up her seat, the Ender Dragon fucking flies in and blows up the entire bus and dismembers Rosa Parks. There will immediately be a hijacking of the mod and all of its code, all of its resources to make the most racist shit possible. You understand that in the attempt to make something like, you know, informative and progressive, all you're doing is giving content to like the worst people ever to make edits out of spite because you're like indoctrinating a bunch of young kids. And I say they're indoctrinating young kids because I believe if you're too young to learn about like the civil rights movements and Rosa Parks, then you're too young to learn about the civil rights movement and Rosa Parks. Like, you know, there shouldn't be this attempt to like sanitize this stuff and put it in Minecraft. Just like wait till the, you know, kids are old enough to understand what's happening and then teach them what actually happened. Don't like, you know, bastardize it and put it in Minecraft. I feel like that's so tone deaf. It's disrespectful and it's just silly, you know? Like, would they do this with Hitler? Like, would they make it a Holocaust museum in Minecraft? Oh, you know, I can make a crazy joke right here, but it's like, this is where 100 villagers were lit on fire with flint and steel. They wouldn't do that, right? Like, that'd be tone deaf. I think this is equally as tone deaf. I get what they're going for. I guess it's a nice effort, but I mean, this is ridiculous. Also, can we stop trying to act like Minecraft is going to be this educational apparatus? Like, I know there's this whole push to teach kids in different ways, that some kids are visual learners and some kids are hands-on learners and whatever. As much as that might be true, I don't think any kid will learn best through Minecraft, right? There's this attempt, like, among educators to reinvent the wheel. Like, you have to be learning all these new methods of teaching. What about, like, you know, standing up and teaching? Do we have to get a Minecraft downloadable content package to teach kids about Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King Jr.? I don't think so. Like, was there a market for this? I don't even know, right? Like, this is a total disaster. Anyway, so look at the replies. I mean, we're on Twitter, but look at the replies, right? I don't want my child exposed to this BS. God damn it, guys. What the fuck are you doing? Please no politics and propaganda in my games. Nothing says you care more than profiting off of a virtue signal. What if we made out in the back of the Rosa Parks bus in Minecraft? Yeah. So Minecraft is officially commie slop. We got politics in Minecraft before GTA 6. I mean, legitimately, it's send Rosa Parks to the back of the minecart. What did they think was going to happen? I keep looking for the punchline, but I don't see it. Rest in peace, the escapism in the block game. Why is Rosa Parks sitting in the front of the bus? Yeah, I thought the whole point was that she was in the back of the bus. Or no, she was in the front. Yeah, I don't even remember the story. Maybe I have to play this game and refresh myself. But anyway, if you go to the link that they actually posted, so where you can download this, it's got a 4 out of 5 stars, so people like it. And here's the extended trailer, because there's more. And obviously you got the upbeat heroic music, you got some sort of statue.
What does it mean to get into good trouble? Take your students on an interactive journey to learn firsthand how leaders around the world fought for justice and human rights. Begin on the Edmund Pettus Bridge and march with John Lewis for voting rights. Then travel through history to meet some of his inspirations. Help Mahatma Gandhi spread his message for independence in India.
Yeah, again, like, I'm at a point where I feel like this is parody. Like, am I being trolled? This is like the greatest early April Fool's prank of all time, right?
Help Mahatma Gandhi spread his message for independence.
Like, what the like, you're gonna have a bunch of 4th graders learning about Indian independence through Minecraft. I don't think that's gonna work.
In India. Travel to South Africa and fight against apartheid with Nelson Mandela.
You know what's gonna happen is like the one troublemaker kid is gonna have like a sharpness 5 enchanted diamond sword and walk around the village slaughtering Indians, right? Like,
yeah,
you know that's
exactly.
gonna happen. He's gonna massacre everybody, and you're gonna have to sit there and like deal with it because you're too technologically illiterate to like kick him from the server, right? Like that's what's gonna happen.
And join forces with
teacher.
Rosa Parks,
So this
who
is the
sparked the
bus.
civil rights movement that
Did
Lewis
she really die for this? I don't know.
carried forward.
Yeah, so then you have obviously the bad white people on one side and the good black people on the other side, and they have their fucking dogs, dude.
As students
great.
participate in these historic movements, they'll experience firsthand the echoes of Lewis's courage and spirit. These leaders didn't just change history, they showed us how to make a difference today. Download lessons in Good Trouble and inspire your students to shape their future.
Yeah, man, I'm just, I think they can just learn it. You know, is that controversial? Say what you want about propaganda in schools and how they've narrativized certain things, right, to guilt, you know, young children into thinking certain things when they know no better, okay? That's a conversation that we can have, but we can all agree that if your children are gonna be told propaganda, that you would rather them just get told it. You know, they don't have to go through it in Minecraft. I would argue, at least that's my perspective. It's free at least, so that's cool. Discover the meaning of Good Trouble by bringing civil rights movements to life in this powerful educational experience. Step into watershed moments. March across the Edmund Pettus Bridge with John Lewis. Stand up for girls' education with Malala Yousafzai. I don't know how to say this name. And join Nelson Mandela's fight against apartheid. Learn how everyone has the power to stand up for what's right. So, I mean, yeah. Like, I don't know. Why did you not do this for Gaza? Now, just to highlight a few more of my favorite replies to this. This is a game about placing blocks down. Also,
Man, if I was a kid and heard my favorite game was for learning now, I'd hate that so much.
the ease in which you can easily do slavery with the villagers, LMAO. You've got a gif of someone just lighting a bunch of crap on fire. And then as much as I like this idea, people are going to mod this and make incredibly offensive videos that go straight to Instagram Reels. True, that's the point that I made earlier. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. What exactly the incentive is for them to do this, I don't know. Regardless, very weird Black History Month pandering. Also, for them, you know, it's like Black History Month, that's obviously the timing is intentional, but they only have Rosa Parks. They didn't even bother to do MLK. I don't understand why. Is it because like he cheated on his wife or plagiarized the "I Have a Dream" speech? It's
This
like
is
that makes it too
grooming,
controversial. I thought the whole point was that these people were controversial and imperfect, but they fought for what was right. They're like sanitizing the civil rights movement. They're like, okay, you know, we need like the woke civil rights fighters, not like the ones who were somewhat problematic. Like, dude, motherfucker, they were all problematic for their time. Do you not understand this? All I know is that Notch would have never had this happen if he didn't sell Minecraft, but he's a billionaire and he's doing fine. At the end of the day, this is just a silly thing I wanted to talk about, and yeah, see ya.
I like it. I like silly things.
If I hear of someone whose fashion that I like and I know that they're a person of color, I try to make it a point. You know, I think we can all do some work to think about that balance in our wardrobe. I think if you have the money to buy Chanel, then you have the money to buy everybody.
Right. Michelle Obama urges women not to buy from white-owned brands while wearing a $1,100 skirt created by a white designer.
I mean, there you go, right? Totally in her right to do this. But simultaneously, she just said not to do this. So yeah, it's totally hypocritical. Michelle Obama, the former First Lady of the United States, currently has 20,000 more subscribers than me on YouTube, and I have set out to dethrone her. We call it Operation Beat Michelle. So if you want to join in, subscribe. But either which way, this video is about Michelle Obama and the recent podcast appearances she's been making, because all this woman does is fucking complain, okay? You'd think that for someone who has achieved a level of fame and fortune to her level, there really wouldn't be much to complain about. You're set for life. You've married, you know, say what you want about Barack Obama. He is an exceptional person. You know, he's one of the 50 or so presidents that this country has ever had, and that's remarkable, whether you hate him or love him. And she's married to this guy. She's had kids with this guy, and, you know, she is wealthy. She's part of the family. She just complains nonstop about how hard her life is. It's like, shut the fuck up. So today, we're gonna rip into Michelle Obama. The internet has been tearing into her as well because of what she said on Call Her Daddy, which is a horrible podcast. Don't watch it if you haven't. And so, yeah, we're gonna get into it. And if you enjoyed, subscribe. Let's get into it.
Guys, there are certain things in life that will just always be consistent. You know, things like the McDonald's ice cream machine never working, or things like Michelle Obama sitting down behind a microphone and complaining, because that is the woman's MO. Like, at least we have that kind of stability in these trying times. And her latest episode with
Michelle
Alex
Obama,
Cooper.
shut the fuck up. Like, for God's sake, you literally have nothing to complain about. Like, you should see what the average person is going through. The average person picks up a gallon of milk, checks the price, and puts it back because it's too much. Like, legit, we're all broke. Do you understand that? Do people know this? That everyone's poor? Everyone's poor. And you're complaining? Shut the fuck up. Especially when you bring race into it. When you say that, like, it's inherently harder because you're a black woman, that's the most ridiculous thing. Like, three biggest things that determine the quality of your life are how much money you have, your IQ, and how attractive you are, okay? Those three things, I believe, are like the three driving forces that determine the quality of your life. Everyone's broke. Most people are chopped, okay? And most people are retarded.
chopped.
And so life's not going well for most people. And then she's gonna talk down to them and say, oh yeah, I have it so much worse than you. Bitch, get the fuck out of here.
On Call
If
Her
only
Daddy
you
is
knew.
no different. But there actually is one thing that I really liked, and we'll get into
Let me guess. Sponsorship?
that too. Now, before we dive into this, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And
Don't subscribe to Brett Cooper. She already has 1 million. I don't have 1 million. Subscribe to me.
of course, if you want to stay up to date on every episode, make sure to ring that notification bell. And
She's so
don't
bad,
skip
dude.
ahead yet. If you want to see awesome farm vlogs and ad-free episodes, behind-the-scenes content, travel vlogs, all of that sort of thing, make sure to check out CooperConfidential.com. That is my subscription platform where you can find all of that.
God, holy yap, you're already a millionaire. Chill.
And Alex Cooper had scored Michelle Obama as a guest. I was like, here we go. Great content for me. Anyway, so this was a huge get for Alex Cooper. Back during the 2024 election on Call Her Daddy, she had Kamala Harris, and that was kind of her first big step into politics. Not to say that she had not spoken about it before, because obviously she is a left-wing millennial woman. She has talked about abortion and all the normal, you know, feminist talking points, but she had, until that point in 2024, stayed away from hosting politicians and big political figures. But then came Kamala, and at the time she said that she had this responsibility to...
I don't think she platformed Kamala because she thought she had a responsibility to. I think Kamala Harris's campaign advisors gave Alex Cooper like $100,000, you know, just to sit down in the same room as Kamala and post it to her YouTube channel. That's my guess. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but this whole, like, it's my job as a woman to platform the potential first woman president of the United States. You know? It's like, no, you wanted the money. That's fine. I would have done it. Bro, if Kamala Harris gave me like $100K, if Kamala Harris gave me $1,000, I'd interview her. Okay? Things are getting bad out here.
Have her on the show, all of that sort of thing. Now, that was obviously a big deal, but possibly an even bigger get than Kamala is Michelle Obama herself, the queen of the Democrat Party. And Michelle, of course, she came on the pod to promote her new book, which we talked about back in the fall, which is a fashion book published by her, featuring her favorite photos of herself. I am still not over that. I think it is positively hilarious. I know that it's been months since we talked about that. I'm still not over it. I think that is the funniest thing. Like, I'm just envisioning Michelle being like, guys, I'm not getting enough press. People don't
Wait, it's a picture book? There's no way. This is her fashion book? Michelle Obama to reclaim her style evolution in new book. All right, let's see this from People magazine. Okay, so it's literally a picture book of her... Bruh.
Bruh.
I'll take 10 copies, I think. Wow, this is great. The look, written with Obama's stylist, Meredith Koop, also features the voice of influential figures in her style journey. Literally, what is this, dude? Who is reading this? I'm really interested in hearing how Michelle Obama decided to change the clothes that she wore over the course of a few years. Okay.
My podcast, they're listening, they're requesting that I come speak at events anymore. I need to make
I can see why she had to go on Call Her Daddy, though. That book needs promotion. No one's buying that.
more money. What am I going to do? I'm going to publish my favorite photos of my outlets, and everyone is going to love it. And the thing that is so hilarious is that people did. Like, it immediately became a New York Times bestseller. Everyone wanted to see what Michelle Obama was wearing. Anyway, it is just hilarious to me. So here's the thing. In the context of that book, knowing that she is doing this entire book on her clothing and how stylish she was as the first lady, you would expect that her, you know, coming on to Call Her Daddy, that she would want to be talking about her clothing and her style, right? Like, that would make sense. Wrong, absolutely not, guys.
So wait, she gets on this podcast to promote her picture book, and the whole podcast she complains about how hard it is to be a black woman? Is that a good sales tech? You know, I mean, honestly, it might actually sell more books, because you can guilt an audience of guilty white people into buying shit that they think is, like, you know, woke.
If you thought that, you are
People
offensive.
still read
you are
books? Well, they're not even having to read this, so...
a misogynistic.
Yes and
shame
no.
on you for wanting to talk about Michelle Michelle Obama's clothing because Michelle does not want anybody, she never did want anybody to talk about her fashion. That actually, to her, was very offensive. Just listen.
But as my popularity rose, I was being covered more, right? And so the press enters the scene and there are now reports, right? And the first thing, after all this great conversation and connection, the top of the article would be she was wearing.
You know, it's what she was wearing with the snarl, with the lip flip, the snarl. Like, you could not imagine that this woman was actually publishing a book about her style. God forbid we talk about what Michelle Obama is wearing. I'll let her continue here.
Not my education, not my, not my professional career.
Yeah, none of that clothing talk, Michelle. We need to focus on brass tacks. We need to get down to your accomplishments. I mean, like, Michelle, the writing is on the wall. Like, did we forget why you were on this podcast?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, oh, it's a priori. You're Michelle Obama. Like, everyone knows who you are. They're talking about me, and I'm very popular, and I'm very influential. But sometimes a group of tabloid press people are talking about the clothes I wear.
Have we forgotten why you're doing this press tour and the very specific book that you have just published? Somebody commented and said, writes a whole ass book about her outfits. Why are people always focusing on my outfits?
Yeah, Michelle Obama, shut the fuck up. Like, what do you mean you have any right to complain about this? Like, again, that's like if I make a commentary YouTube channel, and then if I ever get, recognized in public, they're like, do you do commentary videos? I'm like, whoa, why are you talking about my YouTube channel? Why don't you want to know how good at math I am? It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
He also said, don't judge me by my fashion. Also, buy my book about my fashion.
Yeah,
it is an
literally.
absolute
dumb.
clown show. And guys, the best part is she couldn't even help herself on this podcast. It's not like she sat down with Alex Cooper and
if you want people to talk about your education, Michelle Obama, why don't you make a book about, like, I don't know, Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, or was that Newton? One of the two guys did that theory. I don't know. I'm not the smartest, cookie out there. But Michelle Obama isn't either, is she now?
It's like, yes, on Call Her Daddy, I'm going to have a very intelligent, serious conversation about policy and politics and all of these things. No! They still talked about her clothing.
Literally. And this is the thing. Like, the funniest part? Nobody would listen to the fucking podcast if it was about the thing she complains no one talks about. Maybe the reason no one talks about these things, especially on a podcast that's aimed for, like, an audience of young women, is because young women couldn't be fucked to listen to a podcast about dog shit random academic subjects. They want to talk about, like, clothing and fashion.
Posted today, Michelle Obama joined the sex and dating podcast Call Her Daddy to criticize society's focus on women's looks. She promoted her new book, The Look, which explores her outfits as First Lady. Obama told the podcast host Alex Cooper that she wished the press focused less on what she wore and more on her education and professional background. The top of the article would be, what was she wearing,
Michelle,
Obama said. Not my education, not my professional career.
Yeah.
Cooper agreed with Obama, obviously, as she would. Both women seem to forget that 12 minutes earlier in their interview, she opened with, talk to me about your outfit. How did you pick it? Just watch.
I'm happy you're here. Talk to me about your outfit. How did you pick it?
It's hilarious. Oh
By the way, the outfit sucks, okay? She looks like Chamber from Valorant. Let me pull up the comparison.
Talk to me about your outfit. How did you pick it?
It's hilarious. Oh my gosh, ladies, let's talk about it. Let's not talk about Michelle's accomplishments. No, let's talk about her hot pink sweater. I mean, the comedy just writes itself, and that was worth pointing out. Somebody commented and said, this never-ending media tour of leftist media gaslighting the world into thinking that Michelle Obama is a fashion icon when our current first lady is a literal supermodel is hilarious.
True.
Yeah, and where is Melania's book? Where is her Vogue cover? It does not exist because they will...
Melania in her prime was a fucking smoke show. Least we forget, bro. Prime Melania? Listen, say what you want about Trump. He has taste in women. I mean, in some points, but like, am I really about to Google Prime Melania? What is my life? Prime Melania Trump. Okay, well, that's the first autofill that comes up. That's probably from Google. Yeah, but bro, some of the older photos of her in whichever country she's from, I forget, it's like Czechoslovakia or something. Dude, she was bad, okay? She was hot. It's like, this is going to be a little foul-mouthed of me, but all I'm going to say is no one stroked it ever to Michelle Obama, okay? A few people have been, unleashing a little population pudding to Melania Trump for a minute now. Let's be adults. We can talk about this. She has sex appeal. We're talking about aesthetics here, okay? Can we be adults?
Admit that she is a supermodel. They will never acknowledge her style and her voice and her grace, but thank God, Thank God we have a book of Michelle telling us why she picked certain pantsuits on certain days. I really don't know if I could have gone on without it. Speaking of how she was picking outfits, apparently Michelle is getting really big into picking things based on the race of the creator or designer. And this was not a clip from Call Her Daddy, but based on what we're talking about, it did seem worth throwing in here and mentioning. Just watch this.
If I hear of someone whose fashion that I like and I know that they're a person of color, I try to make it a point. But the clothes have to be available. You know, I think we can all do some work to think about that balance in our wardrobes. You know, what does our closet look like and who's in it?
Bro, my closet is straight child labor. Holy shit. I look at my closet, I'm like, you know, this is from Shein. I mean, if we want to talk about diversity and who makes our clothes, I got on some Asian fabric. Does that count for something? I mean...
Who are we supporting in it? Right. You know, and I think if you have the money to buy Chanel, then you have the money to buy everybody. Right.
What? Huh?
And so...
What, Chanel's like an Italian designer? Or what is it, France? Chanel brand origin country? Yeah, it's Paris, France. So I guess, like, don't support the French. I mean, finally a message we can agree with, right?
Let us be mindful, I think would be my advice.
Okay, so 2 points that I want to just call out here. Number one, again, she's promoting this fashion book. She's sitting around with all these women. They are like the seals. They're applauding. They're nodding along. Oh.
I will say it is crazy how you're going to sit here and say, yeah, let's not buy Chanel. Let's support, like, I guess, I don't know, black clothing brands. But then she also doesn't name any of them, but she does name Chanel. Simultaneously, you look at rap music, which is like predominantly, you know, an art that was made by black people. And it's an art form. It's culture that's consumed and made, you know, by and for majority black people, right? And they're the people that are promoting this stuff the most, right? No one's telling you to buy Chanel and spend money on designer more than, like, the biggest artists are. So it's like, then make it cool to not do that, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, yes, Michelle, this is just so insightful what you're saying. And she's talking about the significance of who you choose to wear and the clothes that you choose to put on your body. The designers that you're working with, you know, where you're spending your money, putting your values. Obviously, her values are all about...
But the reality is, most people don't have even the money to consider this stuff. Like, we're just wearing Hanes basic white t-shirt and a pair of jeans, right? Like, that's sort of the reality of the situation for most people.
Race towards designers.
Like,
and
this is like a privileged thing to complain about in the first place, you know? Like, yeah, you have the money to afford Chanel, so you can, you know, pay a personal stylist of color to do the designing for you instead, which is an option that you only have because of the money you amassed.
Your clothing. But meanwhile, she's sitting on other podcasts saying, don't talk to me about my clothing. It's not relevant. They always wanted to know what I was wearing. I actually think that asking a woman what she was wearing, if she's being intentional about it, that's a really interesting conversation.
That's true.
For example, Reagan Reese from the Daily Caller, she posted this and she said, women should welcome conversations about their outfits. Clothes are such powerful communicators. It is a form of rhetoric. What you choose to put on every day sends a message about you. Not to mention, women are beautiful and they create beauty through their outfits. I think that we should celebrate it and talk about it more. The entire mindset about whether it's okay to beauty through their outfits, I think that we should celebrate it and talk about it more. The entire mindset about whether it's okay to talk about what a woman is wearing or not because it might diminish how smart or successful they are is stupid. I completely agree. And the thing is, I would not be sitting here, you know, picking apart what Michelle is saying if she just leaned into that. If she said, you know what, I've thought about this over the years. I used to be so angry about this, but then I realized how much thought I put into my outfits and how much I think about it now. And even if I disagreed with the premise of how she was, you know, spending her money and what she thought was, you know, important and what she was valuing, because it differs from me, I would respect that. But every single time she sits down behind a microphone to promote this book about her fashion, she seems to want to diminish from fashion and everybody else talking about her fashion. Like, do you see how cyclical and ridiculous that is? Now, the other point that I wanted to bring up about that same clip is that she is urging people to be mindful, to go out of their way to not just buy things from white designers, which is so ironic because of something that many internet sleuths pointed out. This girl said, Michelle Obama urges women not to buy from white-owned brands while wearing a $1,100 skirt created by a white designer.
I mean, there you go, right? You know, it's like, okay, so I don't care if she buys something from a white designer. Like, it doesn't make a difference to me, okay? Matter of fact, I don't think you should exclude based on race. So she's totally in her right to do this. But simultaneously, she just said not to do this. So yeah, it's totally hypocritical.
Racist, hypocritical, and privilege.
So
Those are three
stupid.
great words to
So
describe
stupid.
Michelle Obama. And then somebody said, I can't believe that Michael is on a podcast that is owned by a white woman.
Is this actually a dude? I don't even know at this point. Okay, everyone
Is
says
this
Michelle
actually
Obama
a
is a dude
dude?
named
This is you every time a woman's on the screen.
Michael. Is this real, guys? Can someone please send me an article or something that either proves or disproves this? Because I'm not calling this, woman Michael unless it's confirmed.
So true. Back to the point of this episode, the white woman podcast, Call Her Daddy. The whole thing, like the entire episode, it really reeked of peak 2016 feminism to me. Like, the empty slogans of I'm with her, don't ask me what I'm wearing, don't tell me to smile,
Yeah.
I'm a boss babe. That is basically
She doesn't want to be told what to do, but then everything that people were telling her to do, she then does. So it's so stupid. She says, like what? Like how is that?
what we were living through in 2015, 2016. I mean, I think back to myself as a teenager, and I'll scroll back on my Instagram, like my private Instagram, and I'll see some of the things that I posted. Like I'll post a picture with like a quote as the caption, and I look at it, and it's just the most empty feminist jargon that I didn't even really believe, but I posted it because it felt like what I was supposed to do.
It's called virtue signaling, right?
I'm a woman, so I need to be focusing on my empowerment because I'm oppressed in this patriarchal society. That's what we're doing. Don't tell me to smile, whatever it is. Like, that is the world that I was surrounded in growing up as a young woman. And that is what this entire podcast episode embodied, those empty jargon. And this whole idea, this oppressed woman game, was very reflected in how Michelle talked about being First Lady on Call Her Daddy. And shocker of the century, she had things to...
There's no way she's about to complain about being First Lady. If this is what we're about to get into, I don't know if I can finish this video. This is going to be brutal.
Complain about because God forbid we talk about anything other than her accomplishments. Just watch this.
And you don't want to. I was like,
You heard about
I went to Princeton and Harvard. I mean, I practiced law. I was an assistant to the mayor in Chicago. I ran a nonprofit, a 501c3. I built a board. I was a vice president.
I did hear
for
about that.
Community relations at the University of Chicago.
That should not surprise anyone. We knew he was a rich kid. I thought maybe he was just like a tribal college guy. But when he went and visited Trump and they like got along and stuff like that, I was just like, oh, there's probably a couple people they know in between them. Especially since they're both from New York. So I wouldn't be surprised if like Trump knew his mom. That was my original thought when the incident happened, was that Trump knew his mom or dad. I think I thought dad, that Trump knew his dad. No, it was his mom. It had to have been his mom because I think his dad was the professor. So the ideology came from the father, and then his political and business stuff. I don't know if you call it business stuff, but his political stuff at least, I think, came from his mom. Did you hear the news conspiracy? No, I don't think I've heard any new stuff. I just heard that she was in the Epstein files. I don't remember what about. Did you hear the news? Or is that his dad? Is Trump his dad? Is that the newest conspiracy? If that's the newest conspiracy, I love it.
Hospitals. I was a dean of students. I was like, oh, you guys, all of that just disappeared in the course of this whole election. And
because like
being, Epstein's his dad?
Vice
that would be
president,
funny.
being First Lady,
I think his dad's
is
a
like
college professor. If I remember right. Yeah, Muhammad Manhani, respected academic and political thinker. Is there a picture of his dad? Wait, do I have to autocorrect for this? Is there no picture of his dad? There's gotta be a picture of his dad. Is there no pictures of his dad? I mean, if he was just a college professor, I guess there wouldn't be too many, but... Why no pics? Looks like there was one pic right here. Can I open this in the new tab? Yeah. By the New York Times. So his mom's Indian and his dad's might be Indian. It's hard to tell. Yeah, he's Indian. They're both Indian. That's too funny though.
More important than all of those things. You're married to the fucking president of the most powerful country in the world. Like, obviously, that's what people are going to know you as. Like, this is so stupid. You know Michelle Obama, the first lady. You don't know Michelle Obama, the Harvard graduate, you know, or whatever she said. It's like, yeah, because, like, one of those is more important than the other. Like, what?
You now see me as just Barack Obama's wife.
Oh, my God, dude. Yeah, because that's, like, more important.
So that made me say, what, that
like,
quickly?
Oh, man. Holy shit.
My shoes become the most important thing about me.
There we go again. It's all about the fashion. God forbid we talk about her shoes being important. God forbid we think.
Like, okay, if this was going to be so much of an issue for her, why would she even marry the dude if she knew he was going to be president? Because if you didn't want to be known as the first lady, the wife of the president, then don't marry some guy who wants to be president, okay? Like, what? Okay, when they marry, did Barack had, like, no desire to be president? You know, did that just, like, spawn in later into the relationship? Because I guess that's possible, but there's just, like, literally no way she's complaining about this.
Think of her as being Barack.
It would be literally no problem if she went on this podcast and talked about all of her other accomplishments, but just didn't frame it in a way to, like, where people were, like, sort of made to feel guilty for minimizing them, even though that's not even their problem at all, you know?
Obama's wife. And here's the thing. I want to have, like, empathy here. No. And, like, I get that for a woman like Michelle Obama, I get that it was frustrating and probably a difficult transition to go from being this, you know, brilliant boss babe in your own right, you know, being the Michelle Obama, to being the president's wife, to being the first lady, and having to give up your career in order to support.
Oh, was that the end of it? What the fuck? Okay.
I do gotta catch up on some of these.
I think all conspiracy just spoiler alerts now. True. He was bred on purpose. I agree. The CIA plant for sure. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we kind of know that, like, nepotism is a thing, so doesn't need to be a big conspiracy, but
And it's turning into actual careers. You know, TikTok brand deals, paid advice, soft launching a whole lifestyle just off of pretty privilege. Meanwhile, dudes are grinding in silence to become Chad, while the algorithm is just handing out money to these women for existing on camera. So we're gonna break down what's real, what's cope, what's working, and why pretending that looks don't matter is like the biggest lie in the entire world. I'm about to have a brutally honest conversation about some stuff people are not gonna want to hear, so if you're here for the unfiltered and raw content, press all the buttons, you know, like and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Okay, so pretty privilege.
I just saw a video that said pretty privilege is so real because you can be as weird as you want, but if you're hot, you're still gonna get invited places and you're not gonna be a weird girl. You're still gonna be hot.
I agree.
Pretty privilege is such a real thing. Why? Because pretty girls do not have to spend that much money on clothing or accessories. Why, you might ask? Because the face is the outfit. When you're pretty, no one's looking at your fucking outfit. Let's be so fucking...
Yeah, she just says it, finally. Finally, we can be open and honest about this. We have been saying this for 3 to 4 years now in the looks maxing space. It is the most accurate and least talked about point. If you go to ChatGPT right now and you tell it that in about an hour you're going to a lunch meeting that's casual, right? And you ask it what to wear, it'll say a plain t-shirt and some long pants and some sneakers, okay? And it'll say as long as you wear it with confidence, it'll look good. Yeah, wearing it with confidence means wearing it with an attractive face. That's the writing on the wall. That's reading between the lines. Confidence is how you look. There is a reinforcement mechanism where if you are hot, you are treated better. That better treatment creates confidence. That confidence gets positive feedback, which creates more confidence. And the opposite happens on the other side of things, where if you're ugly, there's a negative feedback loop. And it is very hard to break these loops, which is basically the entire point of looks maxing, is to break these loops.
They're looking at your face because you're pretty.
Pretty privilege is so intriguing to me because as long as you're attractive, basically any of your bad traits can be seen as a good thing. So weird though, you can be as weird as you want.
Serial killers being labeled as bad boys. That's a great example. Like, what do you mean you want a bad boy and the bad boy has murdered a family of 5? That's absurd.
Completely overlooked. You're just hot. Like, how did that happen?
It's everywhere in TikTok right now, and honestly, it's not just some random trend. It's a real social thing that affects tons of people every single day. We'd like to think today that it's all about personality, talent, or what you create, right? But nope. When it comes to social media, how you look still holds massive power. So today I want to dive into what pretty privilege actually means, how it plays out on TikTok, and why it's kind of harmful. Not just for people who don't fit into these narrow beauty standards, but even for those who do. So what is pretty privilege anyway? It's basically all the advantages people get just because they're considered attractive by society standards, but, and it is really important, these standards are super narrow and honestly kind of exclusive. Especially on TikTok, pretty usually.
Yeah, but that is sort of the point, because if being pretty isn't exclusive, that means
it's an economy.
everybody is able to become pretty. And if everybody is able to become pretty, then the achievement of becoming pretty doesn't mean as much. Right? Like, that's 100% obvious, yeah. Even if you take, like, you know, someone who's like a 5 out of 10, like, I would consider myself a 5 out of 10. If you took me, like, my maximum looks potential, like, with maybe even including surgeries, would probably be at around, like, maybe a 6.7. No pun intended, don't 6'7" me. If I fully maxed out all my stats, right? Like, if I got fully gym maxed, and then I got some sort of surgery in the face, or whatever, could say I could ascend maybe, like, 1.5 points on the scale, okay? Even then, I'm still capped at that level. Everyone has a cap. It's just a fact of it, right? Because everyone's cap is different, the people with the highest caps make it so that the exclusive beauty standards exist. Yeah, but your height helps you? Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, my height's definitely an advantage, right? But that's less about, like, you know, your facial attractiveness being, you know, the forefront of what you see on TikTok, right?
Actually means fitting this Western Eurocentric ideal, like being tall, thin, wide, flawless skin, basically the picture perfect look you see everywhere. And the crazy thing, people who fit that mold get treated way better. They get more likes, more followers, better job opportunities, sometimes even freebies, all because of their appearance. Meanwhile, people who don't fit that mold might be ignored or even face outright discrimination.
Yes.
And it's unfair, but...
You know, hot people receive less harsh prison sentences by judges. If you're ugly and you kill someone, there's literally a higher chance you'll go away for longer just because you're chopped. The chop tax is so brutal. It's
That's
crazy.
hilarious.
Like, honestly, people think improving your looks is vain, but if you look at all the benefits it brings you, I don't think it is. Life isn't fair at all. This is how the game is set up, and you can complain about the rules, but you still have to play by them. So you may as well try, you know, your best to win, right? Yeah, like, ultimately, if you're doing a test, you're taking a test, right, at school.
It's Asian beauty standards too, but we don't talk about that.
And, you know, the teacher likes you for whatever reason. That reason might have something to do with the fact that you're just, like, more attractive. Even if it doesn't mean the teacher has a crush on you per se. This is going to sound kind of weird, but, like, your bone structure, like, the way you appear is, like, ideal. It's like a model, right? Like, they want to help you. They want to reinforce these, you know, sorts of expectations and these outcomes, right? It's just a fact.
Fortunately, that's real. You've probably seen Pretty Privilege blowing up on TikTok. It's actually got over 150 million views. That's insane. It's out there in the open with creators sharing their real experiences. Like Madeline Ford, a Canadian model who talks about how her looks have literally gotten her free meals, beauty products, and treatment at events.
So crazy.
But it's not all glam. Some creators have posted side-by-side videos showing how their social experiences changed dramatically after physical makeover. Suddenly, they were getting kindness, attention, opportunities they never had before. And it shows just how much your appearance can shape your whole social experience.
Yeah.
And that's kind of wild, right?
It extends past just looks, because looks are a primarily genetic trait, and I would argue that a lot of people who believe in pretty privilege would also, to some extent, believe in genetic determinism, right? Which is similarly the argument that a lot of what you are born with and things out of your control determine most of your life, right? So, for instance, your height is something you have zero control over. You have some control over it while you're still growing. Like, I'm sure that if you took person A and person B, like let's say you had a pair of twins, and twin A only drank like milk and had calcium supplements, and twin B had like a shitty diet, I think it could be, maybe the case that this first twin grew taller, and there's probably some external factors that play a role, like when you're developing, but overall, like your genetic things that you can't control, like your voice, your height, your skin color, like these things are largely the determining factors of how your life will play out. Like even charisma is largely genetic. Like your personality is like kind of genetic to some extent. So I would say that I do believe in genetic determinism. I don't think that it's an end-all be-all, but I do believe that it is sort of an ugly truth that a lot of people are reluctant to admit, right? Because we would like to believe in America that everyone has equal opportunity, but we're just not all starting at the same playing field. We just aren't. Like that's the reality of it. If you're chopped as shit, you're short, your voice is annoying, and all of these things that you didn't choose or had no it's not to your own fault that you have these things, but you just do these nerfs. It's gonna be like you're playing on impossible difficulty.
And now I want you to welcome the Calgary sisters. They're basically a blueprint of what a lot of people now call TikTok pretty. So their rise on social media is a perfect example of how the algorithm and audience attention often favor conventionally attractive faces.
Okay, I'm sorry. These people are not that attractive. This kind of creeps me out. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh, but I don't know. There's something like with this overfilled lips, and I think there's just been too much Botox happening on the faces here, right? I just don't understand why so many women go for this look. Like, you should know better at a certain point. We have all these resources to improve your looks, and yet some women still go for it's like, goddamn, bro.
Especially when they're paired with a Polish aesthetic and curated lifestyle. Each sister started making TikToks on their own, but when they teamed up, their popularity just exploded. Their videos are mostly synchronized dances, fashion showcases, beauty routines, and lifestyle vlogs. They've got this flawless skin, symmetrical faces, and trendy outfits that fit perfectly into the TikTok pretty mode, and TikTok's algorithm seems to love them for it, pushing their videos to millions of people.
Here's the issue, right? Is like you can't complain about them having life on easy mode, but then contribute to their life being on easy mode, right? Does that make sense? Like if these women are getting tens of millions of likes standing in front of a camera, kind of like feeling themselves and dancing, and that makes you angry, but you are also simultaneously watching all the videos and liking them, how can you complain? That doesn't make sense. If you're a woman and you're like, this is so unfair, they're so attractive, but you're going through the content and giving it attention, that is the very thing that promotes it. How do they think videos get popular? Like no one watches them and then they just randomly explode? No, people watch them, then they blow up. I don't understand this. Like, it's hypocritical, absolutely. It is actually so absurd, though, how these women can just stand in front of a camera and that's like their job. Like they don't even have to speak. At least I have the hard job of streaming. No, I'm just kidding. But it is absurd. Like you have people actually like breaking their hands at work, like workplace injuries. What's the worst case scenario on a TikTok recording like this? You get a bad recording, the camera's out of focus. Imagine like, I don't know, you're operating large machinery and there's a malfunction and your head gets chopped off. That would suck, Yeah, streaming is hard though.
Their content, fashion hauls, dance trends, beauty routines isn't super new or groundbreaking.
You know what also I really hate though is anytime you highlight the fact that hot girls have it easy, someone always has to come out and say that you're jealous or that you're envious. Like you can't say the truth anymore without them trying to guilt you into saying what we all know to be true. I'm allowed to say they have it easy. I don't know if I'm jealous of it. I'm just stating a fact. If stating a fact is going to be something where I get criticized for doing it, you're just perpetually trying to live in denial. You know what I mean? You know, people do this with everything. If you say a statistic, you know, that is about like a marginalized group of people, that is just a fact, and people say that you are either like, you know, anti-immigrant or anti-black or anti-woman for like citing a fact, you are actively trying to live in delusion. That's the issue.
Okay. But because they check TikTok
What?
pretty boxes.
You can't be fact phobic. Like that's a.
You can't be fact, not fat, fact.